How's it going, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and today we are talking about Fallout 4 VR. But before we get started, as always, I would love if you followed and supported me on Twitch. The link to that is in the description below, as is the link to my Discord where we chat about all kinds of things. If you want to participate there, you can find the link in the description, as I said. So Fallout 4 VR, it seems like Bethesda is diversifying a lot of their endeavors. They are supporting the Switch a lot with games like Wolfenstein 2 and Doom. They of course had Fallout Shelter, which was their first endeavor into the mobile market. And there is the huge push, it seems, on VR with games like Skyrim, with games like Doom, and of course Fallout 4 on the HTC Vive. And recently they've come out with a bit of announcement, or should I say HTC Vive has come out with a bit of announcement with regards to Fallout 4. Turns out if you buy a HTC Vive headset, you will get gifted a free copy of Fallout 4. The PC Gamer article that I'm referring to states that HTC earlier this summer dropped the price of its Vive VR headset to $600 to make it more competitive, with the Oculus Rift's also recently reduced pricing. Now, HTC Vive is upping the ante by bundling Fallout 4 VR a $60 value with new Vive purchases. The article continues that that's a pretty sweet value add, and one that could entice more gamers to take the plunge into VR territory. While still a bit pricey, the Vive comes with motion controllers, a pair of base stations, and now a AAA game to go along with a few other VR experiences, including Everest VR, Richie's Plank experience, and Google's Tilt Brush. The general manager for Vive Studio states that Fallout 4 VR is the most anticipated title for VR this holiday, and the game development team at Bethesda Game Studios is delivering on the promise with a full-length AAA open-world game that takes advantage of Vive's incredible room-scale immersion for a mind-blowing experience in the wasteland. Okay, you guys at this stage pretty much know my thoughts on Fallout 4. I like the game. I know it's polarizing, but I like the game. And does a VR version of Fallout 4 sound like it would be cool to dabble in? Absolutely. But for me, it's just not enough. It's not enough of a game for me to purchase a HTC Vive, which even with the recent price reductions that PC Gamer talked about, it's still incredibly cost prohibitive. Even as someone like myself that has a job that could afford this. Yes, the Vive VR headset is $600 in the US, but in Australia, it's $1,000 after a $300 reduction. $1,000 to buy this VR headset. I'm at the stage where I'm having to justify purchases of at least $100, let alone something like $1,000, and especially for a headset and a medium that still does not have that kind of threshold level of AAA developer support that I would expect if I'm going to delve into such an expensive endeavor. And as much as I might have liked Fallout 4, to be honest, it's irrelevant. The fact is, one, I've already played the game, so unless this was Fallout 5 and I really wanted to experience VR, then I'm not too interested in playing Fallout 4 again just to be able to experience it in VR. And two, what happens when I'm done with Fallout 4? Am I going to play Richie's Plank experience and Google's Tilt Brush? Like, they're not games, and I'm not saying they're bad games, but they're not games that interest me enough to lay down such a heavy investment. And I'm actually really high on VR. I mean, like, I see the potential with VR, not just in the game space, but in the educational sectors, in the health space, in building, in real estate. Like, VR has so many different applications, aside from gaming, the non-entertainment sphere, that I would like to see VR succeed. But when you look at VR as a current platform, and asking me as a Fallout fan whether I'd want to purchase a $1,000 headset just to be able to experience Fallout 4 in VR, I'd have to decline. And certainly, while I think it is great that Bethesda is supporting VR, and hopefully that'll only push other AAA devs to do the same, the fact is that tipping point has not come yet. We have not seen this kind of whirlwind of support for VR that's even equivalent to what's happening on the Nintendo Switch right now. I mean, look at the support the Nintendo Switch is getting with third parties. We just got FIFA, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, we're getting LA Noire and Skyrim, Stardew Valley drops this week, Mario and Rabbids, which was a Ubisoft developed game, is I think going to be my game of the year because it's such a fun and enjoyable fucking game. It really is. What are the reasons for me to purchase such an expensive headset when other platforms are getting the support with games that I want to play? So unfortunately, even with Bethesda supporting the platform, I still do not see the justifiable reason to purchase a VR headset or even a HTC Vive that has Fallout 4 packaged for free. To me personally, at this stage, it's just not worth it, and after however many years that we've had VR, I don't know when it's going to be worth it. Maybe VR is just not my cup of tea. And that's okay, that's fine. If VR is forever going to be a real enthusiast niche market, then it can be, but that still means I'm outside of that market, and I'm probably never going to enter it. So anyways, Wastelanders, I would love to hear what you think about this topic in the comments below. Are you interested in HTC Vive or VR as a concept in general? Are you going to be purchasing a HTC Vive because of Fallout 4 VR? I would love to know your thoughts. Again, follow me on Twitch and also join my Discord, the links to which you can find in the description below. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.